We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. Well, how's that for an early storyline? Some people are asking the ushers where their seat is, and boom, we've got a score on the board, a fumble return on the opening kickoff. And this is where all the tailgating groups are looking at each other saying, maybe we need to get to the stadium just a little bit earlier next time. But man, those Broncos, they're good, Charles. They're good. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now a 7-0 game. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hold on a sec. Ready? Hey, Sean, let's go. Hey, kill. Ole. Bombers.
Right to the air goes Nix. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
And their coach told us the other day that they wanted to get him in a nice groove right out of the gate. And one way to do that, give him quick throws where he can get the ball out of his hand in a hurry, as he did there.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 2.
Hold on a sec. Ready?
Now the Central Florida product, it's R.J. Harvey. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. The Broncos at 2-11 now on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Ready? Captain. Ole. Throw.
Throwing Nix. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready? Motion. Ole. Bombers. Captain. Ole.
Here's Nix. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 42 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Ready? To the right, yeah.
Harvey now on 1st and 10. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Throw. Ole. Bombers. Captain. Ole.
Working out of the gun is Nix. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking left side, and it's complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A very solid gain of 27.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's airing it out for Williams. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Broncos are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Ready? 180. With heart.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And it's 2nd down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now it's Nix. Gets it underneath. Here's Harvey. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turned it into a successful play.
Captain. Olay. Joe.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. That's taken in by Franklin. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
They're going. It's Nix.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Charger drive about to get going. They were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Herbert. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Here's Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 1.
Second and yard at the 33-yard line.
Again, Herbert.
That throw taken in by Jamison Williams.
Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down.
First down.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Jamison Williams with touchdown number 29. Too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Chargers go up by 2 touchdowns. Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for 2.
The Chargers will line up for the...
They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
15. Broncos nothing. Cameron Dicker to kick off.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away.
Here's Williams on a return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Hold on a sec. Ready? Captain. Olay. Hey, motion. Bombers.
To throw, here's Nix.
He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. 22 yards there, a first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Nix to the air. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
Motion. Ready? Return. Olay. Bombers. Olay.
Here's Nix once more.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos are able to cut into that deficit. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay.
That flag, that'll push him back 5.
And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2.
The Broncos will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Wait for it. Go. Captain.
They'll try and throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
The score, Chargers 15, Broncos 6.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 lead.
That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there for L.A. 62 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Delta. Drive right. Home trips right. Go.
Herbert. Touchdown! Jamison Williams with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for 2.
The Chargers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Keyshawn Nixon on the return. The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And Parker, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. To throw is Nix.
And a throw right sideline is complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That'll put him over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Captain. Oh, I said. Hey. Away. Bombers.
Operating from the gun. Nix. And this one too low. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield, and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
Captain. Away.
Nix from the shotgun.
Everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Chargers will take over possession here up at the 44.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Wide open receiver complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He's got the first down. He's got a big game going right now. Already over 100 yards receiving in this first half alone. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A first down carry here for Johnson. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
When you see those RPOs run, you need the first man to attack and be a disruptor. And on that play, he closed down fast and helped knock it away.
Play action. It's Herbert. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
A gain of 5. First down, Charger.
They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Herbert now.
They'll check this down to Johnson.
So the completion gets him just a yard. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Touchdown, Chargers!
Wan'Dale Robinson,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Chargers continue to pull away here in this first half. Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for 2.
The Chargers will line up.
They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
Chargers 29.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
35-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Ladd McConkey with career touchdown number 75.
And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2.
The Broncos will line up for the 2-point.
They'll look to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. So now, Charles, 2 touchdowns, 2 tries at 2-point conversions, and both fail.
And And you want to say, let's go ahead and run the kicker out there from now on. But the problem is you're chasing points at this stage. So now you've got to dial up more two-point conversions and hope you're successful from here on out.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Charger drive about to get going. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Now he'll tuck this and run. 23 yards on the tuck and run. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Herbert off of play action. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Second and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's going to try and go deep again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before the break for Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And this one is incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
They'll give up the middle to Johnson. This to the 25 before it's all said and done. 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Now he's going to step up and run. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Out to the flat here for Johnson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
A gain of 9.
Third down and 1. Herbert back to the air. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. A great play there. Laying himself out in the end zone. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point try now from Dicker.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he returns this to the 22.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
To the right, yep. Ready. Motion, motion. Away, away, away. Away, away, away. Bombers, bombers, bombers.
Throwing Nix. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Here's Nix. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. The Broncos send out their punter now. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Bombers, bombers, bombers. Motion, motion. Hey, Sean, let's go!
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Hold on, set. Ready. My name is Captain, 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 Captain. Away, away, away. Away, 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 away. Away, away, away. Bombers, bombers, bombers. Chill.
Nix to throw again. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20.
At the 36-yard line.
Captain, 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 Captain.
Now it's Nix. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is caught. And the record is his. It's a touchdown.
Dicker down to tack on the extra point.
And the lead is now an even 30.
Next to score, Chargers 42, Broncos 12.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30.
30-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
2nd and 2. Drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And all the way home for the Broncos score.
Keandre Lambert-Smith.
62 yards.
And the Broncos get a bit closer.
Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And the good kick pays off as he's only able to